Hello and welcome to Meet the Beat. Today we're going to share with you how to make a salmon lasagna with a bechamel Parmesan sauce and spinach. So hang on for the recipe. We start out by cutting up a large piece of fresh salmon. This piece is very fresh. It hasn't been a long time since it was in the ocean. Now it's on our cutting board. As you can see, it's very fine and the meat is just perfect. We're going to slice it up in some pretty big chunks because we like when there is a bit of substance to the meat in the lasagna. You can do however you please, but this is a good tip for you. And the fresher the fish, the better the dish will be. That is a pretty common rule. What we're gonna do now is we will cook up our vegetables in a pan, and we are going to use garlic and onion and spinach for the vegetable blend. We saute our onions and garlic in a pan in some butter. And once they're starting to get nice and golden, we will add in a bit of cayenne pepper, some salt and some pepper. Then we will add spinach to our onions. This is defrosted spinach. You can use fresh spinach if you want, but just remember to use quite a lot because the spinach is sort of the only other vegetable besides from onions in this dish. And besides from the salmon, it will be the only sort of substance that will be there. Remember to add a little bit of vinegar. We use apple cider vinegar. That will give a nice richness to the blend, and that is very good. And let that saute for around 20 minutes. And in the meantime, you'll make your bechamel sauce with Parmesan cheese. So let the butter melt. You've seen us made a bechamel sauce a lot of times before, but yeah, it's always good to catch up on how that is done. We use 2 big tablespoons of flour to this amount of butter, and then we add in milk progressively. And remember that it's very important that the bechamel sauce reaches the point of boiling, because in that way you will get rid of all the flour taste that you do not want your bechamel sauce to taste of. So remember to let it boil, not just simmer slightly. And we salt and we pepper our bechamel sauce, as well as add in a bit of ground nutmeg. And once the bechamel sauce is at the point where we like it, we want to add our Parmesan cheese that we have freshly grated. And the Parmesan cheese will make the bechamel sauce slightly more salty and soft. It's going to give a really good taste to it, and it's going to be nice and silky soft. So yeah, that works very well in a lasagna like this one. So you just stir that in very nice, and after that we're ready to assemble our lasagna. So we take a big plate or a baking tin, and we put some oil in the bottom. Then we add a nice layer of bechamel sauce, and we start to add our lasagna noodles. And we use dry lasagna noodles. They work perfectly. You don't need fresh ones for this dish. And then we put spinach and onion as the first layer. Just have to remember to cover the lasagna noodles evenly so that everyone or every single piece of the lasagna will get some spinach. And the same goes for the salmon. It's important that there is salmon all over the lasagna. And after that we pour a generous amount of bechamel sauce on top, and we just continue the same way. We use 3 lasagna noodles per layer of this lasagna, and we're going to put in 3 layers in total. And we just zoom in here to show you the texture of the fish. As you can see, it's very nice. And yeah, again, the fresher the fish, the better your dish is gonna be. We are going to top our lasagna with Parmesan cheese, again freshly grated, because we find that gives the best result. If you prefer mozzarella cheese or whatever, you can put that on top as well. Considering the fact that there is already Parmesan cheese in the bechamel sauce, of course, you might want to add something different for the topping, but we prefer Parmesan, so we use that. What we do now is we slightly press down on the lasagna noodles in order to get them covered in the corners so that they won't go dry when in the oven. So we just sprinkle the Parmesan on top. We're gonna cook our lasagna for around 30 minutes in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. I'll type in here what that is in Fahrenheit. And once the lasagna is done, this is the result that you're gonna get. It's a very, very nice and delicious lasagna. It has a lot of flavor to it. So there is nothing to say but a thumbs up for that. And please give us a thumbs up as well. What you want to do now is you want to cut up a nice big piece and put it on a plate and just enjoy it after it has cooled down for just a couple of minutes. While it's piping hot, it might not be as tasty as when it has cooled off a little bit. And remember, this is good the day after as well, and the day after that. Just don't reheat it because spinach and milk products don't really go well when they get reheated. So eat it cold the next day. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to Meet the Beat on YouTube and Instagram, and see you next time. Bye!